What's going on, guys? Mcskillet here with another CSGO video, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to not get scammed for CSGO, because every single day I get tons of messages from people saying that they got scammed, and there's really nothing I can do about it at that stage, but I thought I would do a video trying to prevent people from getting scammed, basically 5 tips that should really decrease your chances of getting scammed if you follow all these steps. And I won't be talking about getting hacked in this video because I don't believe that's too much of a problem anymore, because now you basically have to have the mobile authenticator thing if you want to trade, and there's so much like little escrow limits that they've implemented that I think the hacking issue is not that big of a deal anymore. It doesn't really happen as much. So this video is going to be focused mainly on scams, so hopefully this video will help you guys out and make sure you guys don't get scammed by people. So let's get into the first tip. Alright, so my first tip is if you're ever trying to trade for an item that has something kind of special about it, not just like keys or the betting value, but if there's something special on the skin, like for, let's say, a pattern. This is very important on case hardened skins. You want to make sure that you inspect the item in the same trade offer where you're going to accept the trade, because there's a scam that people do with skins like case hardened skins where they have one skin that's a nice blue gem and another skin that's the same condition and the same type of skin, but it has a bad pattern, and they'll try to bait you with 2 accounts into trading for the one that has a shitty pattern for a lot of keys for what the blue gem price would be. So a way to just avoid this is in the trade offer where you're gonna accept the trade, to make sure you inspect the item, and I really recommend doing this with any pattern based item to make sure you don't get scammed. So make sure you inspect it, then you can accept the trade, and this should make sure you don't get scammed by some sort of pattern switching method, so make sure you guys stay aware for that. Alright, so tip number 2 is never trade with an impersonator, and make sure you aren't trading with an impersonator, because this is one of the most common ways that people get scammed, is because they think that they're trading with some sort of like big trader, streamer, YouTuber, or someone that's kind of well known, but they're really just trading with some random account that someone made trying to impersonate the main account. So for example, my friend Delicious Milk GG has hundreds of people that impersonate him, and unfortunately the Steam search thing is absolutely terrible, and for some reason it doesn't detect his main account, and it has a lot of these random like Smurf fake accounts that are obviously scammers actually in front of his main account. So a solution to find someone's main account is to search it on Google instead of searching it on the like Steam thing, because the Steam search thing is absolutely terrible and it will never get you to the right account. So just search it on Google, like search their name and then search Steam profile if it's some sort of well-known trader, and that should usually find their correct profile. And if you want to really make sure, you can verify their links with like YouTube and make sure they actually have their like items in their inventory, because a lot of people try to make like vault accounts, but they're obviously not vault accounts. They're just trying to act like they're some sort of like Smurf account for another account, but they really are just a random person that's trying to scam you. So just make sure you aren't dealing with an impersonator, and really make sure you are dealing with the real person. Alright, so tip number 3 is to never sell items to these like random cash out service people from csgolounge. Almost all these people are scammers, and a lot of them try to fake stuff. Like they have all these like plus reps in their comments. Nothing in their comments mean anything. Never judge someone based on like plus reps in their comments. Really none of this stuff means anything. The only thing that is actually legitimate is if they have a cash rep page from the cash rep Steam group, and this guy's not even in that group, as I noticed, and he tries to make his profile look super legit, and he does have some legit traders added, but he just adds people that add like almost anyone, so they probably didn't even look at his profile. And I looked up this guy's profile on Steam Rep, and it looks like he did try to scam someone, and this guy's got a ton of proof on there, so you can always search someone's profile on Steam Rep to see if they have scammed someone before. But honestly, if you don't know what you're doing, I'd recommend just selling your items on OP Skins or BitSkins. They're both pretty legit sites, and you actually don't even need to submit any ID to sell items. You only have to submit ID to buy items, because they're actually worried about themselves getting scammed by people trying to refund after they buy stuff. But these sites don't have to worry about that if you're just trying to sell items to cash out. So I'd recommend just using OP Skins or BitSkins if you want to sell your skins, because a lot of people get scammed through like PayPal scams, because you can always refund that stuff, and I just see so many people getting scammed through that. So really just recommend using one of those sites, because they're both pretty well trusted and you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so tip number 4 is just don't even deal with middlemen, because it's not like, I mean, there are some legitimate middlemen out there, and they do try to make sure people don't get scammed and try to make sure good trades happen, but there are, I'd say there's way more fake middlemen than actual middlemen out there. So if someone says that they want to use a middleman, a lot of times they're just using like some sort of like fake account that's trying to impersonate a real middleman. So again, I just would not recommend even dealing with a middleman. I've never dealt with a middleman in any of my CSGO trades. And you can usually just get around this by having the other person go first, or having yourself go first, or I mean, you could just sell your items on third-party sites like OP Skins or BitSkins. I mean, I just don't think the middleman thing is something you should mess with, and I think it's one of the most common scams is people think that these middleman guys are super trustworthy, but then they realize that it's some sort of like fake account, just like that scammer person I just showed. So I'd recommend just not even dealing with the whole middleman thing, because I don't think it's worth it. Alright, so for tip number 5, I recommend that if you're trading with some item that's like float value based, that you, before you accept the offer, that you open it up on Google Chrome and you make sure you have the Steam Inventory Helper plugin downloaded. If you don't already have Steam Inventory Helper, I have the link in the description. It's really helpful, but you want to use this to verify that the float value is the exact float value that you were expecting, because people could use the same kind of like switching tactic as people do with the patterns with certain float-based skins. So make sure you always check the float in the same trade offer where you're accepting the trade using Steam Inventory Helper if you care about what the float is on a specific skin. Alright, so actually a little bonus tip that I forgot to put in the video is watch out for fake jackpot bots. Like, here's a video, I found a video of someone getting scammed out of $12,000 because he fell for a fake bot instead of one of the actual bots on one of the like he was on a CSGO jackpot site, and he got scammed because he fell for one of the fake item bots. So make sure you're dealing with one of the real bots. I know for CSGO Wild, they're all in like the kickback bots group, and they have like 1,000 bots in there, so make sure it's one of the real bots. They have like security codes and stuff that mainly happens to streamers and kind of well-known people, so some of you guys might not have to worry about that, but always make sure you watch out for that. None of the actual gambling sites will purposely try to scam you. I mean, all the big ones, they really don't need to rely on scamming people because they already make so much from taxing bots, and any sort of scam that you think could happen, it's just because some sort of like fake bot or some sort of glitch that happens. That rarely happens, but I'm pretty sure you're able to like submit support tickets, and all the major sites should refund your items if they were really lost to some sort of Steam glitch, but that doesn't really happen too often, so hopefully you won't have to deal with that. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, or I mean, not really enjoyed. This is just a video trying to make sure you guys don't get scammed, but if you know any other scam tactics that you want to make sure people watch out for, feel free to let me know in the comments. But I think if you follow these kind of tips that I laid out in the video, you should not have to worry about getting scammed as easily. And I've never been scammed myself, so hope these tips will help. I tried to look through lots of comments and stories of people getting scammed. I thought I could kind of break everything down into these little tips to make sure you avoid all of those. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'm Mcskillet, and I'm out.